What's going on, my friends? Welcome to another video here. My name is Bijan in case you're new. And in this video, we're going to be going over, I never really know what to call these. We're going to call them like a small trading account recap challenge thing. It's become like a little bit of a tradition thing that I do every year almost. I think I started it back in 2018. Just to kind of give a little bit of a background for those of you that are new here and haven't seen those other videos, what I do, the way I operate as the kind of person that I am, is I always like to just like save, and just account for just rainy days, I guess, if you will. So the way I work is if I have $11,000, I tell myself I have 10. So at the end of the year, I like to, I guess you call it like cleaning up shop. I like to consolidate and like condense all my accounts and everything at the end of the year. And I do that with my trading account included. So before I transfer everything out, I look at my total account balance. And let's say I have, just for a random number, 50,800. Well, I only have 50,000. That's what I tell myself. And then I transfer out the 50,000. I leave the 800 there as like, oh, okay, I forget about it type deal. However, it became a little bit of a tradition for me, or starting in 2018, that I decided to do a small account challenge with it and said, let's just trade with that amount of money on the last week or two of the year, of the month of December, and see what we can make out of it. And I just figured I did it again. I might as well just make a little video to follow up on it. And that's what we're going to be going over here. So if you didn't catch those other videos, please, after this video, go watch them. If you did, then welcome back to another one. And let's jump into it here. We're going to jump over to the account screen here. And, oh, I almost forgot. I got to switch it out. I have this. There we go. Okay. You guys should be able to see the thing. I normally try to keep you guys like low here. Hello, it's me again. However, I noticed it's blocking the numbers here. So let me get myself out of the way. There we go. So what happened here? I'm messing up some trades. All right, here we go. I got to put it back. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm missing a few of my trades here. I did a little more than that. Put it back to the 20th. I think it was the 21st. Yeah, the 21st is when it started. Well, I mean, technically the 17th, but I closed it out on the 21st. So let me put it back to the 17th here just in case, because you know somebody's going to say, well, what's on the 17th that you closed out that you don't want us to see? So here we are now on the 17th. All right, so it started with the Netflix trade here. Like I said, on the 17th, I got into the trade. Now, what I did here on this account is by the time I transferred out the majority of the money that's in the account, the little odd sum that was left was like $960 some. So it was a little bit less than $1,000. And by the end of it, I turned it into a little over 3,500. So this is what we're going to basically break down here is, I guess, how I did that, how I turned 900 some dollars into a little over 3,500. I guess I just finally came up with the title of the video here. So first one, like I said, was Netflix. This trade, I put in $769 here, and then I held it for a few days, and then I sold it for a 32% profit, which is, I guess if you look at it on a dollar scale, is $249. Then from there, the next trade was, I believe it was the Affirm one. Here we go. Yeah, Affirm. And with Affirm, I got into the trade on the 22nd, which would be the next day. And then I closed out the entire trade just in different portions on the next day. So this was also an overnight trade on this particular one as well. I got into all of them all at the same price. It's just that I sold them all differently throughout the day. For example, I sold one batch, like half of it, let's say, right when the market opened, and then a little bit more throughout the day. But ultimately, the entire trade, that's why it's kind of, has a little plus sign there, just in case anyone's new here, just to kind of show you the different portions of the trade. But ultimately, the entire trade on the second trade, we put in a little less than 1,200 here, and then we sold it for 2,300, which is almost 100% profit. We basically doubled our money on that trade there and made a $1,130 profit there. And then from there, the next trade was TTD. On TTD, it was also another few, I guess, segments to the trade, another overnight style trade. I got into that one on the 27th. And then I closed out some of it the next day on the 28th. And then a little more on the following day after that. So it's basically like you got into the trade, you sold half of it the next day, and then you decided to hold the other half until the next day after that, and then you sold it out. So I guess it kind of goes to serve the purpose of showing you guys you can do really a lot of things with the trading world. You can do day trading, you can do swing trading, you can do a variation of both. You can hold some overnight, you can hold them for a few months, few days, however you guys want to do it. I'm just trying to point out all the different variations that you guys can see here. But anyways, let me kind of like condense it here and give you guys the whole enchilada of that TTD trade. And basically that TTD trade, we put 2,000 in, and by the end of it, we sold it all for a profit of 1,700. Basically, we sold it for 3,700 there. And that's pretty much where it kind of ended. That's where I decided that I was going to, call it. All right, we're pretty much right at the end there. It was the 29th. But I did do one more trade on the Affirm. And this one was kind of like a lotto trade. I'm trying to think of a better way to formulate it. For example, if you're not familiar with the terminology that I use, a lotto trade is a trade in which you are not expecting, but willing to let the entire trade go to zero. Now, if you're new here, please don't go too far with that idea, because you should never really be willing to let your trades just go to zero. I teach people to have a plan and go based on that plan. However, there are certain types of trades and strategies and scenarios in which it would warrant, saying, all right, you just put a little bit in and yeah, it'll all go to zero. But if it doesn't, then it can turn into, something else. So for that little definition, I guess, a little example, those are lotto trades. So basically that's what I did is on the 31st, basically the last trade of the year, last day of the year, I put in a little lotto trade. 262 is all I put into the trade. Now, if I want to be the person that, tries to give myself a little more credit than I deserve, I'm going to say it was actually a profit. I just got a little greedy, because it was the last trading day of the year. I said, all right, cool. Because it was up at a good 50% throughout that day. And then it ended up reversing on me, which obviously I should have known better. But again, that's why it's a lotto trade. You see what I'm saying, guys? So it's like, I wanted to mainly put more emphasis on this trade because of the fact that I want you guys to understand what justifies a lotto trade and what doesn't, and the fact that we treat a lotto trade significantly different than we treat every other kind of a real trade, and that this one was just kind of like all right, well, let's see what we do. Throw a blind dart in the dark type of an idea. But that's really it, guys. I didn't want to get too crazy on this video here. But anyways, we're going to wrap it up here. I just kind of wanted to give you a little trade breakdown, trade account recap, whatever you call it. We basically turned $9,600 and some dollars into a little over $3,500. You guys saw all the trades here. Well, you didn't see them here. I'll just kind of end it with them on here one more time for you guys. But this was basically it. We had a total of 4 trades. So the reason I brought you guys back is because I just want to also emphasize the fact that you don't have to trade a million times in a day. This is 2 weeks worth of trades, but it's only 4 trades if you see here, because you have to be very selective with your trades. So now we'll end it on that note. Let me put myself back at least while I'm doing this little outro. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please hit the thumbs up if you did. If you didn't enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up as well, and then let me know in the comments what you didn't like about it. And that's pretty much it. Just for those of you that stayed, a little bit of a reward, a little bit of a, kind of let you guys know at the end, because I figured everybody already clicked off at this point. So a little bit of a reward for those of you that stayed. I'm letting you know that we put a little bit of a New Year sale for you guys, that you can take advantage of the course that I offer, which will literally teach you everything you need to know from A through Z. And the key thing is it's not just the course. You actually get access to me if you have any questions. So if you have any questions, you email me, you get detailed responses from me, not just some person I hired or anything like that. So that, as well as the watch list that I offer. If you're interested in the watch list, I'm offering a special type of pricing for you guys as a New Year sale, temporary for right now. So if you're interested in taking advantage of it, I'll put the link in the description. You guys can go ahead and take advantage of it there. But we'll wrap up the video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.